I was recently denied for a Mexican visa and lost over $3,000 in the process because I did not do things the right way and get the professional help that I should have. Now, for those of you that have been following this channel for a long time, you'll know that my wife and I are currently living in Mexico and we do have residency. We did get that residency successfully. But today I'd like to tell you the story of the time I lost over $3,000 trying to do things maybe not the best way in the first time that I was actually denied for that Mexican visa before finally getting approved. What you can do to avoid that, both in your wallet and also for your time, because not only was it $3,000 or more actually in my case, but it was a lot of time. It was weeks that I lost between planning and everything else. So in this video, we're going to talk about exactly that and how you can avoid very costly mistakes like the ones that I made when you're getting your visa for Mexico or even another country. Hi, I'm Justin Keltner, and on this channel, Entrepreneur Expat, we talk about moving abroad, building a life, a business, and a remote income source overseas, and just making and living your best life in a different country than the one that you were born. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well so that you won't miss any of the content. We have over 3 videos a week now coming out almost every day. We're trying to get to almost daily content here, so you don't want to miss any of that. Hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you are following along for the journey. If you also will do us a favor and hit that like button, it helps us out a ton. Also share this with a friend, share this with somebody in your circle, somebody in your family that is also maybe looking to move to another country. They're looking to get out of the US or Canada. We can absolutely help them. Share this video or share our channel with them. We would really, really appreciate it. And if you have $1 million or more in liquid net worth, and you're looking to invest in another country, you're looking to buy real estate in another country, or even just get a Plan B passport or a Plan B residence, then go to entrepreneurexpat.com/consult, book a free consult with myself or a member of my team, and we can help you come up with a personalized plan on exactly how you can escape, how you can get that Plan B passport for you as well as your family. Because things are getting worse and worse in the West right now, and it's not just affecting you, it's going to affect your kids if you have kids, it's going to potentially affect your spouse. It's not something where you're just worried about yourself anymore. It's just getting worse and worse. And with this effect that Buckminster Fuller called the trim tab effect, where one little fraction of a percent that something might change every month or every year, when you compound that over your life and especially over your children's lives, you look at the trajectory right now, you look at what the current administration is doing with economic policy, with social policy, with so many other things, and then you look at your children and how decades down the line that's going to affect them more and more. You want to have a Plan B not just for yourself, but also for your kids and for your entire family. So book that call below. Go to entrepreneurexpat.com/consult, and we would love to help you avoid those kinds of problems. Now, speaking of problems, this video is all about how to avoid some of those common problems and costly mistakes. So I'll tell you the story. When I first wanted to get my Mexican visa to be able to have legal residency here, it was very difficult. This was around the time of the pandemic. It was just kind of wrapping up, and I didn't have too many resources, and I decided I really wanted to do DIY it. I wanted to do it myself, and so I started looking for appointments online. I was actually living in the Tijuana area at the time, so the closest consulate to me, because I had to apply from outside of Mexico, was in San Diego. Tried there, even emailed them, went to the system, couldn't find an appointment. I tried Los Angeles, I tried San Francisco, I tried all of these different Mexican consulates all throughout California and even some in Arizona, and I couldn't get an appointment. Finally, again, I was trying to do it myself. I didn't really have too much information. This was even before AI, so I would Google around and ask on Facebook groups, and I was finally able to get an appointment in Orlando. Now, I had to go back into the U.S., go to San Diego, the airport there, now fly out of San Diego all the way across the country, get a hotel for multiple nights. It all added up between the flights, round trip, between the hotel, and then all of the time that I couldn't be working to literally thousands and thousands of dollars of money that either I spent or lost, a combination of those things. And I didn't even get the visa. I went into the consulate. I had everything in perfect order. I had all of those past 6 months or 12 months of business bank statements. They didn't want to accept it. Finally, I decided to reach out. I sought help. I paid a facilitator to assist me with these things. They gave me a recommendation to go to a different consulate. I went there. In this case, it was the Vegas consulate because at the time they had more flexibility. I showed the same exact paperwork where I had spent almost 12 hours in the Orlando consulate, got declined. They said they couldn't do anything. And I was in and out of the Vegas consulate in, I think it was about an hour and a half total from the time that I showed up at the door. And I was approved for the visa, and everything has been kind of happily ever after since. Now, I'm not saying Vegas is necessarily the best place to get your visa now. It may be for some situations, it may not be. They've also made the requirements a lot more stringent. When I helped my wife Amanda do hers there were additional documents and things that they required that kind of threw us off a little bit because they had never even emailed us about needing them. And on top of it, I never needed them when just a year before I had processed my residency there. So the point is really not to say, hey, go here, don't go there, don't go there. I will tell you that if you are from California or even somewhere on the East Coast, a lot of our high net worth clients are from the West Coast or from the East Coast, and they would think, I'll just go to the consulate in New York, I'll just go to the consulate in California. I can guarantee you're almost never going to actually get an appointment in a California consulate for visas, especially with everything that's going on right now with the ICE raids and with all of these Mexicans there in the US now that are needing consular support from the Mexican government. It's difficult, if not impossible, to find a space where they're going to see you for a visa appointment. And even if they do, the requirements are typically a lot more difficult. Now, on top of all of that, it's not just the money and the inconvenience, right? You're going to end up spending hours and hours and hours. In total, I would calculate I spent over 100 hours just doing that entire process, trying to figure out how to do it all on my own. Perhaps even more if you include the flights and everything else, all the time lost, then going to Vegas again. Maybe it was closer to about 200 hours. Now, you could spend 200 hours, or you could do what one of our clients, John and David, a couple that were living in Ohio. They realized that even with 7 figures of retirement funds, and they talk a lot about this on our channel as well. We just did a video with them that you can find below. They realized with $1.5 million nearly of retirement, they couldn't comfortably retire in Ohio. And so they came down here to Mexico. We helped them out with the process. They invested a little bit of money, but in their own words, the entire thing, including all the documents, getting everything they needed, visiting the consulate, coming down here to Mexico, less than 20 hours for both of them, and no hiccup at all in that entire process. You want to invest in yourself, especially if you've got the money. And one of the things that we heard, which really kind of warmed my heart, because I'm an operations guy, I'm a systems guy, I've been working in 7- and 8-figure businesses, consulting with them for almost the last 20 years. And so I like to have all of my I's dotted and my T's crossed. And I've built technology systems before. We implement things that make the process a lot more streamlined, whether that's our secure document portal where you will send us your passport and financial statements and things like that in a way where we're not just receiving it from you on an insecure platform like an email or a WhatsApp that a lot of facilitators and other people will do. We've got systems for all of that. On top of that, the attorney that we work with in this area, when she looked at the paperwork that we had prepared for her to complete the process for those clients that I mentioned, she said everything was perfectly flawless. Most of the time, they will have issues where they'll have to go back to the clients, have them redo paperwork, re-sign something, maybe spend an extra day, 2, 3, going back to the immigration office and coming back and redoing other things. She said the paperwork was completely flawless. Everything was perfect. There wasn't a single thing that she needed to change because we've got the systems down. We know how everything works. We know how the government works in Mexico. We know how to prepare things in a way where you're going to save a lot of time, a lot of headache, and it's easier all around. If you value your time, which if you are a high net worth individual, like a lot of the clients we've already worked with, then it would behoove you to invest in yourself and invest in your future and your family's future. And whether you work with us, whether you work with somebody else, do it right. Don't risk wasting your time, wasting your money, or even a lot worse, getting declined or potentially permanently banned from a country. We've heard some horror stories if you do things the wrong way or you try to do things under the table. We do everything above board here. We do everything by the letter of the law, exactly how it's supposed to be done. Of course, we're not giving you legal advice here. You want to book a consult, and so then we can go more into those matters where we do have our attorneys in Mexico and all around the world. We're partnering with people in Albania. We're partnering with people in Panama, in Costa Rica, in Colombia, and other countries around the world. We've got the top legal and real estate and tax professionals everywhere, both in those countries, also in the US as well, because this is very holistic. You don't want to just move to another country and then not understand how your taxes are going to work there and end up overpaying or spend a lot more on taxes in the US than you absolutely have to. So go to entrepreneurexpat.com, book that consult if you have $1 million or more in net worth, and we can help you and your family along that process. Otherwise, feel free to check out the free resources down below. And we thank you for watching this video. We thank you for your time today and for being the best part of Entrepreneur Expat. Thanks again for being here. Check out our upcoming videos very soon, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really means a lot. See ya again on the next one.